Okay, you can
What
recap
was
whenever.
I looking up right now?
Whoever was going to recap may recap.
That was.
Sean, let it be known that if you recap today, I'm giving Darrow inspiration.
I mean, I was going to because I'm the note keeper.
The scribe.
Yeah.
I take very shorthand shit.
Take a point of inspiration.
I was trying to look something up first. I don't remember what it was though. Oh well. So, last time our heroes picked up with the unicorn. There was a unicorn who was sick near a lake that the lake had been turned from its natural, or seemingly what you would assume to be a natural light blue color, to a very dark, shadowy, iridescently almost purple pool. The unicorn was put to sleep right before we had approached it for fear that it might have attacked us. We waited, and Skulker let the unicorn wake up by dropping his spell. After speaking with the unicorn, we learned that it was intelligent, had the ability to communicate telepathically, and told us that it was in danger of dying and that the reason that it was injured was because this pool had been corrupted. And there was a ancient ritual written by the followers of the Landru along the bottom of the statue that it sat near that we needed to decipher, and then it would tell us how to clear the pool of its corruption and save the unicorn. Being the good fellows we are, decided to do it out of the kindness of our hearts, and sent Kiri over the scary, pitch-dark black pool onto a small island to read the tablet by herself while Darrow and Skulker cheered in the distance from safety. Was found that it was a puzzle that would require different levels of water being filled in 3 different sized jugs. After some amount of math and planning, Skulker and Darrow, but mostly Skulker, came to the proper conclusion, which we directed Kiri had to fill the jugs in a very timely fashion as the unicorn was slowly dying. The group was able to clear the lake of its corruption, heal the unicorn, and were given rewarding gifts from Melandru as compensation. There was a pendant, a quiver, and a dagger. Upon further inspection, it was found that the pendant would allow a spellcaster to pass concentration on a spell over to the pendant for 1 minute. The quiver had 3 extra-dimensional pockets that would hold bolts, arrows, bullets, spears, javelins, or any sort of projectile-themed weaponry, along with bows. The dagger was enchanted to have an entangle spell within it that once per day would be able to be thrown and use the feature to entangle things that it hit within a certain effective radius. After succeeding in this event, the group continued south towards the city that was their ultimate goal, which was
Croydon?
Yes, Croydon. I almost said Greenwich because that was the first city that I found. Croydon. Along the way, we got a cinematic side cut of a very dark, musty, damp area with the voices and visages of Dalton and who was a higher-up member of the Syndicate, and a shadowy, villainous-type figure speaking bad things about Darrow and saying that he needed to be hunted down for being a traitor, before being cut back to the party who had found a wooden encampment that was apparently owned by the Red Band, thieving, generally bad type people guild of mercenary type criminals. All of them were dead, assumably murdered in sleep or in the process of resting and eating very relentlessly. Not much of them put up a fight. Naturally, the group decided to roll a corpse out of one of the tents and stay the night while taking watch before moving on towards the city of Croydon proper, going around to the front gate, explaining to the guards at the front gate the situation they were in without the symbol of
The writ of favor.
Yeah, without the writ of favor in their possession, they had to just explain their stance to the guards and have the guards trust them on their word, which they thankfully did. The group then went and talked to Inquisitor Davos within the privacy of his own office, and under the protection of a spell of no lies. I forget the name of it exactly.
It's what is it? Zone of Truth?
Zone of Truth, yeah, it's a spell of no lies. Under the protection of a zone of truth, both sides are able to speak truthfully and admit the situation that the party was in, and as well as confirm that Inquisitor Davos was on their side. And the party was left off with 2 rooms to divvy up however they felt like, and rest the night.
Okay. So, is there anything anyone wanted to do during the night?
Nope.
In terms of like sneaking off or... Alright. Oh yeah, this is the first time we've had a bed in many days, huh?
Yeah, no, I'm sleeping like a fucking baby.
Alright. Night gives way into day. It's a beautiful morning. You are currently in the magistrate of Croydon, so it's not like a tavern where you can go downstairs and get pancakes and gnomish coffee. You do hear kind of just like the noises of like standard operating procedure coming from downstairs, but nothing like chaotic.
Okay, did Inquisitor Davos direct us to a handler, or like, this is my aide, you should speak to them because I'm busy, or anything like that?
He did not. He left it kind of vague. He said we would speak tomorrow after we've had our rest.
Okay.
Presumably he's here somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm waking up typically is roll downstairs, get some coffee and some breakfast, and since we can't do that, I guess the next best thing is just try to find Inquisitor Davos. But first, I guess make sure that we're all awake and ready to go. I think typically Darrow was the last to wake up, so...
Although, first time with the bed.
Yeah, well,
you never
especially...
know.
Yep.
Skulker.
Nope.
How
He
you
has
doing
that
this
nervous energy of not being able to sleep in and being like, why can't I sleep in? Fuck!
Alcoholic with a bed. You tell me how I'm doing, voice in my head.
I guess I'll wake up and stare out the window for a bit.
Same old, same old.
Alright. The forces of the universe align. Everyone in the party is awake. Would y'all like to meet out in the hallway?
Yeah, I guess I'll,
Eventually.
I'll grab Skulker, or actually I'll just check and say that Skulker's awake, and then I'll open the door and not close it, and then just walk over to Kiri's room and knock.
I close the door again, muttering under my breath, "Asshole."
We're awake. I'm currently trying to hide Anzu back in
Okay.
whatever cloth I have
He
on.
closed the. I just walk over and open the door again and walk back.
He's out cold. In the 3 seconds you were gone, he not only got up and closed the door, he also fell back asleep.
Let's see. What fun things can I do? His bed starts vibrating.
I'm pretty sure that'll only make it better for him.
Skulker sinks deeper into sleep.
I changed and recast it to sound like there's a bird chirping directly in his ear. Not just chirping, like it's not a woodpecker. It's a kookaburra. Those screaming Australian birds.
Maybe the sound effects aren't required. I'm sorry.
Skulker casts sleep on himself.
You lose concentration as soon as you fall asleep.
I don't need concentration.
Oof. It says that the target wakes up upon taking damage. But other than that, no other conditions specified.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll tell him how the rest of our day goes whenever we get back around to it. I don't have enough effort to be able to fuck with this guy.
Sounds good.
Lulu, who cannot cast herself asleep, jabs me with a horn, so I take 1 health of damage.
I'll allow it.
As per the natural unarmed or natural attack.
Well, Lulu can't attack per se. No
Oh, right, because I guess she doesn't have any attack actions.
Well, yeah,
Familiars can only do aid.
Yep. So, let's just say she's aiding me by dealing 1 point of damage. Alright. Let's congregate. Shit.
So, we've all met out in the hallway.
Was there a waiting room or kind of a staging area with some kind of aid outside of the office that we went into with Inquisitor Davos earlier? Or
I choose to wait in the busiest, smallest hallway. Kidding.
So, as you're walking down, like, you all are situated at the end of this hallway on the top floor. As you're walking past the study that you all met Inquisitor Davos and his associate in last night, you see he's in there at his desk. And he, greets you guys with a good morning and asks how your stay was.
Oh, well, I'll speak for Skulker in saying that it was one of the best night's sleeps we've had in a very long time.
Good. Glad to hear it. So,
Would now be a good time to talk about things you said we should talk about in the morning.
why don't you all head downstairs and get yourself some, it's not much, but we do have rations, small provisions of the like. Get yourself some food, come back up once you're ready.
Oh. Okay. Sounds good. We'll, go check that out.
I'm gonna sneak some food, like while we're eating, I'm gonna sneak some food to Anzu.
Put it in your front backpack.
So, there isn't much being offered here. You see there is a small kind of supply room. Looks like it could be used to outfit, like, the guards of the town or something. You're not quite sure where these resources might go, but there are some weapons about. some ammunition, crossbow bolts and arrows of the like. They also have torches, water skins, rucksacks, things of that nature, and they have jerky. It is not the best, but there is a small, kind of drowsy-looking dwarf sitting at the entrance to the room on a stool. And he says, "You lot,
Aye, we.
are you the guests?" And he kind of like, without even lifting his arms, you can tell he's like air quoting guests.
Right. Yes, we are friends of the Inquisitor, that be we.
He just points lazily over to the corner of the room, the back right corner of the room. You see a couple barrels there. Says, "The one in front has jerky. It's not much. Help yourselves. We can't offer much in the way of breakfast, but it'll keep you from starving to death."
The courtesy is much appreciated, thank you.
He just yawns. He's like, "Yeah, no problem." Kind of just like slouches back along the wall, keeping an eye on you, but you can tell he's not inherently suspicious.
Right, yeah, I won't try to sneak anything else. I'll just kind of grab like a brick of jerky or whatever and just walk off, say, okay, I think this will do, and not try to sneak anything.
He looks over at Kiri and Skulker and says, like, "Go on, help yourselves. It's all right. We don't bite."
Kiri would take a bit of jerky and try to sneak it into Anna's capacity as well.
Okay. You want to do that in here?
Probably,
out in the hall?
like, definitely not in the visible area.
Okay. So that's fine. Take some jerky. Walk out. Skulker,
Jerky.
how you doing? Jerky? Alrighty. No funny business?
No.
Mr. Sticky Fingers? Alright. So, we all come and go. Jerky in hand. Kind of salty. Not really the best thing for the morning, but then again, coffee dehydrates you. Jerky dehydrates you. It's not like...
Was there any kind of like a lunchroom or anything like that? Like, I have absolutely no idea about how like middle-aged buildings were built. I kind of just imagine them having hay on the ground, but this sounds like it's actually kind of, not shitty.
It's definitely not shitty. It's like a storeroom, so it's not like fine tile or anything like that. But it's like a stone floor. It's one of the nicer buildings in town, though, because it is like a government building, technically.
Right. But we didn't walk past like a lunchroom or a break room or anything like that.
No, there was not.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna push my luck with anything like that. I was trying to think if there was a way that I could heat a kettle to make like tea, but that got real complicated real fast in my head. I'm just like, nope, I'm ditching that plan.
I can heat things.
No, you can burn things. There's a difference.
Yeah, that was where my mind went. Was, well, that would require a fire in a building. No, we're guests. No.
All right. So, Kiri, you managed to slip onto some jerky on your way back upstairs. He just like snaps it out of your hands, eats it gratefully. Over the last like week or so, he's been like growing a bit quicker. You're not familiar with dragon growth patterns, so it's unable to be sure if he's in some kind of growth spurt or if it's from like the fountain he drank from or what. But he's like slowly but surely, like every day he wakes up, he's just a little bit bigger. And now looking back on how big he was last week, it's like, oh wow, he's growing.
Proportionally, how much time do we have before I can't fit him in either my like armor cloth
on your person
or like backpack? If I had to predict,
probably about a week before it starts getting cumbersome. If he keeps this pace up, that is.
Yeah. Oh, goody.
He is still definitely a runt, though, as far as dragon whelps go. He's just a growing boy.
Gotcha.
Alright. So, we all make our way back upstairs. Inquisitor Davos is in the room. You see that his associate, the man with the long white beard and the white robes, is in the room now as well. None of you saw him like make his way upstairs or anything. Maybe he was already up here. There's like one more room on this top floor that you haven't been inside of. 2 rooms you stayed in and then a study, so it's possible, but I don't know. A little weird. He doesn't seem menacing though. He just watches you with like...
Oh, like they weren't speaking. He's just chilling in the room.
Yeah, he's waiting for your return.
Okay.
Man of very few words.
I nod to him, seeing another man who likes to not talk about things.
He nods.
I would definitely like
says, "Well,
greet everyone.
I know it's not the finest cuisine, but please take a seat." Also,
I don't nod to one up them.
I appreciate the small courtesy anyway. Thank you. I think Josh was saying that he doesn't nod to prove that he's even more of an introvert.
You're hard as fuck. All right. So now that we're all here, I take it you, from what you mentioned to me last night, you've been out of the loop, so to speak, for a few days.
I'm going to do a quick check around. Is the door closed? Are the windows pulled? Are the windows open? Is there any more entrance than the single door?
The windows are closed. It's just the door entrance. There's a closet in the corner of the room.
No, I'm not going to check it. That seems kind of weird. I'm not going to walk up and open his closet like, ah!
You see his fursuit. Just like, he's like, can I help
literally, there's just a skeleton in the closet. Yeah, so me personally, I've been out of the loop from the active goings-on for about 7 days now. Was when I was last kind of really fully integrated. The last contact I had with them was 4 days ago, I believe.
Okay.
And that was when when I was given the slave people to trade. That was when I was given my last set of orders.
Yes, I see. Well then, in these few days since you've been gone, there have been reports. I'm advising because I know your group tends to travel, so be wary of the Wayfarer foothills, and I will point to that on your map also. So let me get back in the actual Ascalon map.
Make sure you're on the right layer.
Yep, the classic. So the Wayfarer foothills, Skulker and Darrow would know this. Kiri, as an outsider, you wouldn't really know where they are, but they are the hills northwest of Croydon and like to the west of Croydon, where Ironhaven is, which is the Dwarven city, the Hill Dwarf city. There have been reports of some sort of demonic. No one really is quite sure what it is. It seems like a knoll, but it's almost larger, more twisted. It moves on all fours, stays there. It has a tail, almost like a scorpion. All of these reports came from, this information I'm giving you now in regards to its appearance came from the only person who has seen it and survived, but they promptly died upon divulging the information.
Suspicious.
Okay. In my time sneaking into libraries trying to find out more about my lineage after learning that I was kind of devil spawned. Did I come across anything being written about this? Like a creature that might have matched that kind of description? Like, I knew about gnolls, and I kind of knew about their connection to...
History check.
What'd you say?
History check.
Yeah, I was going to say, roll me a history check, but it's going to be a pretty high DC.
Okay. That's fine by me. I knew I was reaching for straws, but...
There's something that, like, kind of, like, vaguely swims its way to the back, like, towards the forefront of your mind. You can't recall exactly what it was, but you remember reading up on demons and devils, and there is one creature mentioned in particular that has the tail of a scorpion, but it's, like, has the same, like, grayish matted fur of a gnoll that moves on all fours. You can't recall too much about it, but you are aware that it is a demon of some kind.
Right. It's like when you were sitting through school and you heard something once and it didn't stick in your mind at all, and you hear it a second time, you're like, oh, I kind of remember that, and then it sticks the second time.
Yeah. Like the quadratic equation, p squared plus or minus the square root of some shit. Yeah, I remember that. Like,
yeah, Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah.
Which I actually have used more times in Dungeons and Dragons than I have in my real life.
Fucking same, dude. So there is a fiendish creature that you have read of that kind of rings a bell, but apart from that, you can't tell specifics.
Okay. That's fine. It's fine. Yeah. I don't remember if we heard it from you, but along our travels, we had heard of orcs towards the north that were causing trouble, and I was wondering if it might have been that same area.
No, the orcs are north of the wall still, thank the gods. However, speaking of the orcs, our previous reports around the last time you were above ground from the Ebon Vanguard said that the orcs were mobilizing, something they rarely do. They usually stay fragmented and at war with each other over tribal lands and things like that, but something has been mobilizing them lately. This mobilization of orcs has actually begun moving south, slowly, but they are approaching the wall. It is unclear of what they have planned, or it is unclear what they have planned at this time. However, the military is beginning to mobilize as well.
One bit of information we got during our fight with the band of orcs that we had down in the Underdark where we retrieved these bombs was they mentioned a leader that was being bolstered by the demonic entities. Name they said was Gargarenthus. That
he raises an eyebrow
for us because we messed with their plans.
Interesting.
It's possible that there is a orc that was chosen by similar demon entities that's messing with your the foothills and causing disturbances of a demonic nature there. They're also playing a part in organizing the orcs by choosing a champion.
That is both interesting and terrifying. He's almost talking to himself as much as he's talking to you all at this point.
Right. So rumors of orcs being organized not only might be rumors, but they bolster further facts we might have.
Coalition on our hands.
We should start organizing one of our own.
Indeed. He kind of like, it's almost like you see he's like kind of walking himself mentally through this. He's like, throughout history, orcs have only ever had several chieftains that we're aware of. There's never been one ruler to preside over all the tribes. This Gargarenthus, you said?
That was a name that was spoken to me.
He must be incredibly powerful, either with magic or with the sword, perhaps both, in order to gain the respect of all 6 of the orc tribes.
Well, we've actually been led to believe that, yeah, the reason that he's become so powerful is because of the demons.
Really? So you're saying he might have struck a pact with a fiend in order to gain this power that he's using to rally the orcs?
Possible.
Yep.
It's easier to strike a deal with a fiend than you might think.
He kind of like looks at you quizzically and is waiting for you to continue.
No, you don't get to hear the rest of the story. This friend of a friend. Don't worry about it.
He raises an eyebrow and kind of like gives a side glance to his white beard, like white robe friend who kind of just like hasn't really even blinked this whole time, maybe like once or twice, but he might be a monk the way he's just like standing in complete and utter silence, like barely moving.
I'm waiting for his eyeballs to fall out of his head. It'll be too dry at this point.
I'm aware of the fact that you are all, well, you've all taken up a contract from time to time. There's currently a fairly sizable bounty on the head of this creature, or the head namely, but any part of this creature in the Wayfarer foothills would net you a sizable bounty. The head
perks up,
and as much of the corpse as possible would actually grant you a small tract of land.
Wait, what? Repeat that?
He pulls out a map of Ascalon and he says, "The Crown is very concerned by this new emergence. It's hoping to learn whether or not these creatures have any weaknesses. Can they be killed? Are there more than one of them? Is it just this anomaly?" He points to the map. Excuse me. And he says, "There's a small plot of land that the kingdom would offer."
While he's pointing at the map and directing around, I'm going to try to sneak and see if I can cast Detect Magic.
Are you trying to be sneaky about it?
Yes.
Verbal and somatic.
Right, I'd basically be muttering under my breath while leaning forward, and trying to weave whatever it is on the side that his gray-bearded friend isn't on.
Okay. Roll me sleight of hand. Nice rolls tonight. Nothing magical that you can detect.
Okay. That side glance to his friend in the gray beard piqued my my magical senses. That's good. Sorry, continue with the map pointing.
So, the Crown has offered a small plot of land in Dragon's Rest, which is the hills to the northeast, just south of the wall. It is not much, but it will be enough for a small homestead, a couple crop fields. Should you claim the bounty, you'd be free to do with the land as you wish. It would be given equally to all, and because he sees like it is all 3 of you sitting here, he like looks at Kiri and Skulker and says like it would be entitled to whoever, like whichever group claims the bounty, not just an individual.
Right.
And I'll type it out just for record keeping sake. The name of those hills are called Dragon Rest. I am Kiri? How the fuck did that happen?
I'm clearly very smart.
That's a good name for that plot of land, Kiri. I like it.
Yes.
Maybe I'll let you two visit my homestead in due time.
Something, Davos. if I may be so bold as to refer to you by that name.
Surely. You may call me Gregory if you like. I believe we've moved past the formality stage.
Gregory. Okay, so side tangent. Has anybody seen Seventh Son?
Nope.
The movie Seventh Son?
No.
Oh, okay.
Should we?
Never mind. It's a great movie. Very, very Dungeons and Dragons themed.
Okay.
Also very Witcher thematic.
Okay.
Anyway. Gregory.
Noted.
Shit, I lost my fucking thought because one of the main characters' names in that movie's Gregory, and I was like, oh my god, it's Gregory. Dragon's Rest, Land of Plot. You made mention of that it would be that this deed would be written to the group who helped take it out, if it was indeed a group and not an individual. And when we first met, you had said that there was rumor and word that had traveled to you about our deeds. What kind of description was given to you of the group at that time? How were we presented? For if there's already tales of us spreading around, it might be a good idea to pick something from those tales to further bolster our name.
Well, when I had first heard of you, it was right after the Spring Festival in Greenwich, one of the largest in Ascalon. There was tell of a bird folk from the Shiver Peak Mountains with incredible marksmanship skills, and a dragonborn from Nuxvar with incredible strength, both each winning their respective events that they competed in. It was mentioned that they were traveling with others who stayed out of the spotlight. There was tell of a blue man with horns, and he just kind of like breaks eye contact with you as he says this, just because like he's, I don't know, it's pretty
obvious.
It's a very, very to the point way of describing you. And there was also a scruffy looking man with a beard, and he nods over at Skulker. Damn it, we already didn't have Flint by that point, huh? He left early. Shit. Don't mind me. Anyway. Yes, so that was what I've heard of you. I can't say that you've become famous in any regard, but those events did create a ripple. There was talk of you for a couple days. However, talk has subsided, from what I can tell at least.
Right.
People with short attention spans.
Of course. And in a land of such great deeds and valor and calamity at some times, it is easy for one to get distracted by other matters.
Yes.
It's also good. In a different light. Anyway, I was just curious to hear what had been said of us. Yeah, I don't want to speak for everyone in this matter, so what are your opinions, Skulker and Kiri, on the matter of investigating and possibly collecting the head of this creature?
I mean, we could surely try.
I'm just here to babysit you all.
Fair.
Beyond
beyond the promise of land, is there a monetary award associated with this bounty on its head?
There is not. However, you'd be free to sell the deed if you like. Would net you about 5 gold.
Okay. Would we be able to possibly use some of the supplies down in that storehouse that we had to rebolster ourselves in order to go after this fiendish creature?
What would you be looking for? Rations?
Torches, rations, ropes, bolts and arrows and spears, maybe. Spears might be stretching it, but maybe bolts and arrows. Holy water if you have it. Incense.
Wait a minute. Do you still have that ignorant chalk?
Yes, I do. Did you just ask me in character?
Yes.
Inquisitor Davos kind of like raises an eye. Ignan chalk?
Yeah. Darrow has one hand on his face right now. Yeah. There's this thing that we learned about called ignorant chalk. We picked it off the dead orc bodies. I learned about it through my research of the devils and the demons, that they have these things called chalks, where there is ignorant chalk, which is used to close portals to the demonic realms, and there's another one that
Abyssal
is
portals,
its opposite.
Right? Ignan cancels Abyss.
Right, and then there's abyssal chalk. Right.
From.
Right, yeah, there's abyssal chalk. There's abyssal chalk and ignorant chalk.
So if chalk cancels Abyss, then couldn't we, like, if there was anything else elemental that had to do with ignorant, couldn't we use that as a weapon? Because it would be strong against demons, right?
Davos and his friend are watching you with like the utmost interest right now. Like magnifying glass style.
Right, yeah, so I don't actually know what that word ignorant means. As far as I'm concerned, it's a verb that describes a thing that fucks with demons.
But we could study it, because you have ignorant chalk right there, for the essence is already there.
Right, how big of a piece of chalk did we get?
We got a few pieces.
3 pieces.
Oh, we each got a piece.
Yeah. At the time, Flint was still there, so there were 5 of you and 3 pieces of chalk, but now we have conveniently dropped to 3 players, so 3 pieces, 3 players.
Okay. I don't remember if I took all of them or if people individually took one. I don't remember how that happened.
Pretty sure
Let's just say we each have
took all
one.
of them. No, I have one.
Well, actually,
I have one.
Let me check my inventory.
I have one in my inventory.
I have one in my inventory. Let's just say Skullcraft has the other one.
Fumbles through ropes.
DM, do I have one?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
It's right here.
Speaking of inventory, I still need to add that necklace, but that's beyond the point right now.
Wow, I just realized how much of a fucking idiot I am. You guys don't have an identify spell, do you?
That's correct, we don't.
Interesting. Alright, we'll say you know the benefits of the items for now, but going forward, I won't make that same mistake again.
Yeah, that's what I didn't stop you. I was taking advantage of the situation. You said there's 3 items. I'm like, okay, cool, there's 3 items. And they just went off with it. I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, keep going.
Because usually Connor's smart enough to just, like how with Strahd, I literally just like take identify on your spell list. I don't care if you have it or not. Like, just it's yours. Like, have it, please. Just I usually solve that very early on. I forgot to do that this game, so
yeah.
Don't worry, though. We'll find a way.
That'll be addressed later.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is an area of expertise of your friend here, who I apologize, your name escapes me if we had been introduced already. I remember you from last night, though.
His name. No.
Or if there's another master amongst your ranks who might want to inspect a piece of the substance that we have.
You know that you all thinking back on it, the man was not introduced by a name. He was merely referred to as my associate by Davos.
Yes.
Right. Right. I know that, and I still said the things I said.
Okay. So he merely is it like out currently? Or
I have made the suggestion, but I haven't pulled my piece out.
All right. So he just nods, as in like, yes, I would like to inspect it.
I would have probably pulled it out.
Right,
Okay.
seeing as Tyria was the one who brought it up first, she probably picked her in her pocket and said, "You mean this thing?"
So he like approaches you respectfully and like kind of like cups his hands out and extends them towards you, like asking for the chalk, basically, without words.
I would allow him to have it.
You see, he's kind of like rolling it back and forth in his hands. He like breaks a tiny piece off of the corner and kind of like rolls it between his fingers, like smells the powder, like kind of just studying it. He hands it back to you and kind of just like, you see that he doesn't like brush it off on his robe or anything. He merely like kind of like accumulates what he has on his hand as much as possible and just keeps it inside of a closed fist. And he like gives you a small bow of thank you and returns to his original like side of the room.
I do like an awkward social thank you when he hands it back.
Thank you for giving me what is mine. I appreciate it.
Yeah, the social awkward thing, like, you know, when the waiters come and they're like,
enjoy
bon
your meal,
appetit.
and you're like,
yeah,
you
like
too.
you too. Yep.
I love it. Alrighty.
Yeah, feel free to whatever. Yeah, if you could learn any more about that stuff, that'd be pretty cool. I don't know jack shit about it besides the fact that it's supposed to be able to fuck with demons. So yeah, haven't really gotten to use it yet.
He nods. All three of you can also roll me intelligence checks if you'd like to participate in the check.
The non-existent intelligence? Sure thing.
Attaboy, boys.
Hey, you know, I'm moderately above 1.
3, 6,
I have
9.
a 1 intelligence.
Yeah, well, it's some fucking chalky shit, you know? Anyway, so Davos.
Hey, I didn't even have this thing until like 2 minutes ago.
I was like, Smoke, you have a piece too. I do? Check pockets. I do!
So, we have not heard of any syndicate activity in these last few days. It would seem as if they're laying low. I assumed you'd be interested to know if we had any information on their activities, but
yeah, that would be my next line of questioning, would be what's going on with them, and since we'd be leaving your realm of protection while we're still being hunted to go after this creature, there's some added risk associated with that. Beyond the bodily harm and death that might be caused by the creature, there's the bodily harm and death that might be caused by the syndicate.
Yes, well,
or we can get them to kill each other. Then the syndicate would have a house.
This is some like, it's like 300 IQ and 30 IQ at the same time. I fucking love it. Unfortunately, I cannot do much to protect you. While I do enjoy the rapport we've built thus far, you're not members of the Ascalon military or royal family or any sort of federal, can I use that word, organization. So I can't really provide you with any official protection. I can't really lend you like supplies for the military either. I could lend you, like I could make arrangements for you to have rations and torches, but as far as weaponry goes, I know it is not something I really can do.
That's fair. I ask the questions. It is not my place to put answers in your mouth.
He nods. Thank you for understanding.
That being said, is there a way that I might be able to find a better way to disguise myself other than putting a cloak over my face? Looking between Davos, his friend in the corner, being obviously magically inclined, and back to Davos.
Well,
being the somewhat more recognizable of the bunch beyond the bird fellow. The bird fellow is rather hard. I think you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
there
can
is
we
a
get a
small... Can we get a what?
can we get a mask for that face? Ugh.
You're talking to me?
Sentiments shared.
There is a small illusion magic shop in town. I've never gone myself. It is called Lissa's Luxuries, and I will... Lissa's Luxury. I can tell you that the stuff there is fairly expensive. The merchandise there, I should say, not the stuff. Gotta speak like a real human now.
Along the same line of questioning, is there a alchemy shop or medicinal shop or something in town? We might. I don't know if we actually collected anything that'd be worth selling.
We did.
We did get stuff.
We did.
There is an alchemist in town. I've never had the pleasure of meeting him, but I'm sure if you ask around, you'll be able to find it. We don't have the same level of commerce that you might find in Greenwich or Yaxbend or Ascalon City, but we have a small, respectable assortment of merchants.
We should definitely check them out. However, do we know the town is free of syndicate?
The answer is probably no.
Unfortunately, we can never be sure of that, can we? That is the problem with organizations like the Syndicate. They hide in plain sight.
You know what we should do, Dara? We should get you a helmet and then paint your horns, but like the horns are like part of the helmet, so it's like part of one of those like horny helmets. You know what I mean?
A horny helmet.
You know what I'm talking about.
Are we getting this from the magic shop? Because I'm sure she'll sell it for cheap.
What?
You're sure that they'll sell it for cheap?
Ignore me. Yeah, if it's a horny helmet, but like at a magic shop, like that's like a genie wish gone bad sort of helmet.
We'll do it just for laughing at him.
Yeah, put me on your head. Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, play them bones.
I'm fortunate enough to have most of my necessities provided for me by...
Oh yeah, breathe on the
royalty.
inside of me.
So I have not done much shopping here in Croydon, or any other places for that matter.
Everyone chooses to ignore Skulker.
Basically the modus apparatum.
By all means, please feel free. I'm sure if you're looking for something, I hope you're able to find it. I know you'd mentioned holy water earlier. There's a small
correct.
abbey.
I wonder why there's holes in it.
Sister Lena runs the abbey. Of Croydon, that is.
Have you seen water with holes in it? I haven't. Unless bubbles are holes. Maybe.
Well, thank you for the information, the temporary safe harbor, and for just listening to us. And I don't know, just thank you.
You're welcome. I wish my hands weren't so tied. I would like to see you again someday. I hope no harm befalls you. He says, Darrow, Kiri, Skulker, thank you for dropping by. I appreciate the information you've shared with me today. I can't offer you any protection outside of this town, but if you would like the company of my associate until you leave, I think he would be happy to escort you. And he just like nod. The bearded man gives a small nod.
That would be most generous, and looking between them, that would be much appreciated.
is the least we can do, and at the same time, the most we can do. So stop downstairs, get yourself. He writes on a small piece of paper, parchment. This will get you 3 days of rations for each of you and 10 torches total. You may divvy them up
Sweetness.
amongst yourselves however you like.
10 torches total, so
And how many rations?
3 days worth.
9 total, 3 for each of you.
3 each. So throw that back up to 6, and torches 3, 6, 9. I'll take 4. Y'all take 3.
Damn. Oh, rock, paper, scissors, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't have dark vision?
I don't.
Yes, she gets 4.
But I
Okay,
have.
she gets.
What?
I'll take 3.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah.
children.
13 torches. I can do some demonic shit.
You can set up a whole circle of them.
And 13 rations. Ooh, yeah.
Alright.
Okay, so meta.
Mhm.
I have notes here that we have that we collected small sprouts that had a faint glow and were green.
Are there numbers associated with them?
There are.
So I think I remember saying write down the number as well. I could be wrong.
Yeah, there
Mine
was some
30.
like really fucking poisonous shit that you told us to write down.
I had dull white chalky cluster, and the number was 30.
Number was 30.
Yeah.
I think that was
about
the night
that?
vision potato.
Yes.
Is that the night vision potato?
No, that was not the night vision potato. That was not mine.
Okay.
I don't know what.
Any other numbers between Skulker and Darrow?
What,
I'm
what
looking
number
in the
exists
notes.
between Skulker and Darrow? What kind of riddle is this?
69. God, that's kind of
Damn it.
I also have 25 snack doofers.
You have what?
25 snack doofers.
I'm gonna need to see that spelled out. What?
25 snack doofers.
Oh. Twofers. Yo, we should hit up that magic shop.
Right, I have shit. This is so fucked up. This is so long ago that we dealt with that.
Yes.
It's not in my regular inventory. Yeah, we should probably head to that alchemist shop though. Because at the very least, we've got that dull white chalky thing of number 30. I remember somebody got like a really poisonous mushroom, and there was a number associated with it. And I also have dull purple fungus. It's +1 AC for a few rounds.
I got nothing. I don't trust plants.
I think you were the one that got the night vision potatoes, actually.
Those the night vision potatoes. That's what you ate. I think you ate all of them.
No, I think I did eat all of it. I'm gonna make sure that I didn't eat all of it. I think we got like 2 and I ate 1. And then wore off, and then I just went through darkness. If I remember.
So,
Yes.
where would we like to go to next? We're going to claim our stuff. You have
Yeah. We went downstairs. We took our stuff. We added that to the inventory.
there's the same sleepy dwarf. He greets you and says bye. You see, he actually, when you get to the room, he snaps out of a nap, he wasn't napping, but he very blatantly was.
It's like, oh, I'm awake. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
A nod in approval.
So we have Beardson with us now.
Yeah.
Actual name.
Beardy face. He's just kind of, I'm assuming, kind of trailing a couple paces behind, just kind of being that dude.
What was Alchemist's Fire again? Because I have that in my inventory.
Alchemist's Fire is a sticky adhesive fluid that ignites when exposed to air. As an action, you can throw this flask up to 20 feet, shattering it on impact. Make a ranged attack against a creature or object, treating the Alchemist's Fire as an improvised weapon. On a hit, the target takes 1d4 fire damage at the start of each turn. A creature can end its turn. A creature can end this damage by using its action to make a DC Dexterity 10 check.
Right.
That is Alchemist's Fire. I found it. I put it in the bag of holding. We had one jar that had a glowing green potato in it, and one jar that had fungi number 76.
76. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is a poisonous one. So I take it we're going to the alchemist?
Yeah.
Probably.
You ask around. Beardson is not familiar with the location of the alchemist, so you inquire with a couple people. It takes 5 minutes, but you eventually make your way to a small house. There's a sign out front. Doesn't have a shop name or anything like that, but there is just a picture of a vial on the sign.
Of a what?
A vial.
Oh. I thought you said an elf.
Send nudes. What kind of a shop name is that? No, I'm just kidding.
What?
All right. We would like to enter, I take it?
Yes. Por favor.
You're all greeted by a white-haired elderly woman. She appears to be old as fuck. I was gonna put a number on it, and I just
I heard the word appears. Perception check. Is she actually that old? Carry on.
Roll it. Yeah.
My 3 int
Old
is
as
catching up to.
So she says, hello, travelers.
Oh, it just finally clicked for me what snake toothers is.
Oh my god.
It was snake teeth. It just clicked.
I find it more funny that you saw us typing these things and you're just I'm not gonna question this.
Yeah, I'm just sure, okay. Cool words. It just clicked. Okay, I'm sorry, Connor.
It's all good. Yeah, she greets you all. She says, oh, hello, residents, travelers. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I believe we fall amongst the category of travelers.
Welcome, travelers. And you all smell coffee. Gnomish coffee.
What did you just say?
You smell
You
gnomish
all
coffee.
smell gnomish coffee.
Oh, we smell gnomish. Or is she saying we smell like gnomish coffee?
No, I'm telling your characters that you smell gnomish coffee.
Oh.
Darrow, roll intelligence.
On brand.
Okay.
On brand.
We are curious if you might be interested in some fungi gathered from the Underdark.
Ooh, you see her eyes light up, and she says, "Not every day you get the opportunity to see some of those." Well, let's see what you got.
I will produce the jar with fungi number 76 in it, and I gave the green potatoes to Kiri, so I don't know what the status of them are.
There was more than
Okay.
one. I only had one, and I'm pretty sure.
Oh, then I had one, so I also will pull out the other jar with the glowing green potato in it.
And I would take out the jar with the dull white chalky ones, number 30.
Number 30.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. No, one of the things on this table just made me laugh.
Is that laugh in character?
No.
Aw.
What made you laugh? Since clearly this has nothing to do with us, and we don't really know what that means anyway. Or
Not
One
yet,
of
it
the
doesn't.
things-
Some fungus that was like a sex drug or something.
One of the things on this Underdark foraging table was called wild oats. Can be made into oatmeal, flour, or placed in your mouth like a douchey rural aesthetic toothpick. I don't know.
Right, it's like your Huckleberry Finn with a piece of straw sticking out your mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
oh, so Flint wants it. Got it.
Yeah, that would be perfect for him.
So she first takes fungi number 30, chalky white, and she says, "You didn't eat any of this, did you?"
No, of course not. I have no idea what it does.
Not that they know of.
Well, had you did, you would have hallucinated for hours. So, depending on your view of a good time, that might have been great, that might have been not great. Interesting, for sure.
No,
Next
dude
one
has
was
kids.
76, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Soldier 76.
Ooh. Red beans. She's like rolling the jar back and forth. She's like, "You didn't eat any of these, did you?"
I mean, we're clearly still
Briskly
standing.
shakes head from side to side.
Tell me, did you find them on the ceiling of wherever you were?
Maybe? It's been a while.
Well, if these are what I think they are, they can be used to make an incredibly lethal poison. Whoever consumes them will cough up blood and chunks of lung tissue until they actually drown in their own blood, as long as it is procured the right way. They're
That
poisonous on
sounds
their own, but with the
lovely.
right mixture of other herbs and such, they can make a deadly poison.
You guys just couldn't pick the normal plants, could you?
Normal
Sounds
plants are boring
lovely.
and don't get us paid.
So
By the way,
we got
what's
the
more
trippy
normal
chalky.
than white chalky?
Right, well, there's the recreational drug pointing to the white chalky stuff. Then there's the for the person you really don't like. And then we've got the potato, which the potato seemed to give night vision.
You
'Cause
didn't
we
eat
didn't
any
have
of this, did you? Uh-huh.
Well, the potato is fairly straightforward. Potatoes from the Underdark glow faintly, and they also give dark vision. So this one is fairly straightforward. It seems as if you already know the effects of consuming this.
Glad I could be a guinea pig. Out of all the things I could have been.
Would you be interested in purchasing any of our wares?
She looks at Beardson and says, "You're not a cop, are you?" Oh, I'm just kidding. I would purchase all 3 of these from you. The glow potato, by far the least valuable of the bunch. I'll give you 6 silver for the glow potato. I will give you 15 silver for the chalky white. And I will give you 60 silver for the red beans.
Do we even want to sell the potato at this point? Because it might come in handy. If it's not.
I was about to ask you, Carrie, if you'd rather hold on to the potato as being the one who has generally the most difficulty seeing in the dark.
How much do we really care about 6 silver?
It's kind of chump change compared to the 60 of the red beans.
But then I'd say it might be a good idea to keep it just in case we find ourselves in trouble.
Okay. So we will send the chalky mushrooms and the red beans.
Okay. 75 silver total. 15 and 60.
Do you want to put that in the bag of holding, or do you want to divvy that up?
How's everybody doing on funds?
Fine, probably.
We never figured out what happened to our monies, so I have.
Oh, your money just disappeared from your character sheet?
Yeah. So I have 26 silver at this point, and 1 gold. And
Connor, would you just say that you were giving us 75?
Yep.
Okay, so we have 244 in the common pool.
You guys started with 10 silver apiece. Curie and Scatha each won 32 silver from competing in their respective events at the festival. And then there was the what's it called? There was gold divvied up, right? What was it?
I have the single gold piece.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was 1 gold handed to each of you at some point.
I have the 1
Yeah.
gold. I just don't know what
Yeah.
happened to my silver.
Right, I currently have 1 gold, 66 silver, and 170 copper. And I had less money than Kiri because Kiri won prize things. And Skulker bought weapons. So.
And lost at gambling.
And lost at gambling. But I also lost at gambling because I didn't understand the game. Actually, no, I didn't lose at gambling. I broke even and got confused and walked away.
So I have no idea what happened to your silver. I don't think I did anything to it, but I know you did win 32 from winning your event, so if you'd like to reclaim that for yourself, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and just give it back to you. If you want a plus 32, that's silver. I kind of lost track of all the transactions we had in the middle, though.
Because I don't think we bought anything. Other than, how much would that basket have cost me for, what's his face?
Not much. I don't think I charged you much for it. Maybe like a silver tops, I think. For like the little goodies and stuff you got him.
And Skulker, are you sitting at 0 also?
0 what? No, I got money. I'm fine.
I'll take 30 in that case. You could keep 2 silver just in case for the basket. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, you mean sitting at 0 of the divvy? Yeah, that's fine.
Right, well, saying, did you get your money wiped also?
Wiped? No.
Okay, so you still have the amount of money you expected to be having.
I... Again, I'm fine. Probably. I don't know. I have more than I started with. That's a good day to wake up to.
Okay.
Stonks. Money's going up. Alright, so 75 silver to the party to divvy up however you would like to.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to do 25 each?
Sure. We shall do that.
All right. She thanks you all for your time.
Wait, did we get the helmet?
Oh, no. I mean, I have a feeling that's going to be an armor shop, but I don't
Well,
know if it's honestly the
or-
best solution.
It's an illusion shop.
No, this isn't the illusion shop. We're going to the
Yes.
illusion. My fair lady, do you know how to find not Sister Lena, Lisa's Luxuries?
Ah, yes. She just points and gives you some directions. It's like, it's over yonder. You're just like, word. And you know exactly where it is now.
Cool.
I don't have a time
also,
map
while we're
going,
here,
so.
you sell healing potions?
We do, but they are rather expensive.
What we talking?
They're currently 50 silver a pop.
Bye.
St. Felicia?
The ingredients are rather hard to come by. They come from the other side of the Shiver Peak Mountains.
Well, keep it in mind. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You see her kind of checking out Beardson as you guys walk out. So, where would we like to head next?
Whichever one is closer, I would like to go to anywhere that could have anything to do with archery and or light armor.
You ask around. Takes you another couple minutes. There is a leather worker / Fletcher here. He's like just down the street from Alchemist.
What's closer first, Lissa's or Fletcher?
Lissa's is the other side of town, so Fletcher would be closest.
Okay, let's go there first.
Let's go to Fletcher. Let's go to Fletcher. Let's go.
You see a middle-aged human male standing at the shop. He's kind of working on something, just like
Is he
woodworking.
hot?
Is he hot?
Is he hot?
Wrong game. That's.
No, not really.
Oh wait, I didn't
I
ask
don't
the
know.
question.
He has a great personality.
Touche.
Did you roll a d10 to see? Oh god.
I couldn't think of any other way to answer that question in like less than 10 seconds.
So what you're saying is he has small tits.
I wish I could say the same about myself.
But you also have a great personality.
Aw, thanks.
I would just get up to him and be like, "Hi, can I borrow a minute of your time?"
You reach out. Morning. He says, oh, Narakokra, right?
Yes, sir.
Don't see many of you down here. What brings you down from the Shiver Peaks?
Oh, sense the adventure. And then I would just drop the snake teeth on the counter and be like, "What can you do with these?"
He kind of just like picks one up and studies it. I mean,
What did you just drop on the counter?
Snake toothers.
probably stab something with it if I needed to.
Sounds good.
I don't know if I could really work it into a craft.
Right, because this guy seems.
Well, you know, you do light armor. Maybe you could fill in a little snake teeth somewhere. I don't know. Do you have anything that could be an upgrade for me, light armor wise, please?
He studies what you're wearing. He said, stud leather, size small. Looks around the shop. Equivalent exchange, maybe. But as far as an upgrade, I'd say that's like the upper realm of what I work with. In terms of like, studded leather is also the finest I have to offer here.
That's fair. Oh, thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. Pleasure meeting you.
To find myself someone that works with bows.
This guy also works with bows. He's a Fletcher.
Then why can't he make like arrows with it? Stabby. Stabby is good.
Well, the teeth aren't really dynamic. They have like kind of a curve to them, since they're like snake fangs.
Curve
What?
the arrow.
What if you could put like the teeth on the ends of a bow, so the bow could be used as a stabby weapon as well as a launchy stabby weapon?
Truth.
He kind of just like looks at you and like very deadpan, just says like, "Yeah, that'd be a great idea if you don't mind breaking your bow."
What? Why would the bow break?
Thank you for
You
your
see,
time,
he, like,
Darrow.
he
Darrow,
takes-
come on. Darrow.
He takes like the frame. I don't even know what to call it. Just like an unstrung bow off the wall, and kind of just like jabs it at the table, and it just snaps. And he just kind of like holds up the broken bow, and just kind of like they don't do well with blunt force.
Why would you break your? Oh, if you. Oh. I like blunt force trauma. I'm not good with the finer stuff. Sorry.
Don't say.
Thank you.
Oh, snake troopers could go on like gauntlets and stuff, and then you have like defense attack.
Kiri's just muttering under her breath on the way out.
Pretty much.
Where would you all
Shoes.
like to head next?
Imagine if you could put snake troopers in shoes.
Um,
Then you could kick people and make them bleed.
Is there a weapons shop nearby the armorer?
Yes.
Like a
Next
smith?
door, actually.
I swear to God, you guys are just teasing now.
Why are we teasing you?
You're delaying the only place I want to go for the very end.
Yeah.
Because it's on
Okay.
the other side of town. Makes sense.
Okay. I'm gonna go take care of this thing and get the house myself and come back when you all are done.
So you're gonna go kill a demon scorpion by yourself?
Why not? I don't even need to kill it. I just need its head.
I need you to roll a D400 for IQ.
D4. It's pretty sizable IQ.
I beat it.
Just watching galaxies
I
turn
go-
in real time.
Okay. Weapons shop. Can we try to sell our snake teeth? Can we try to sell 4
Yeah.
giant constrictor fangs?
Anything of.
Wait, we already went to an alchemist shop, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
that
did
probably
try to
would
sell
have been.
the snake teeth.
We did or didn't?
We did not.
No.
Yeah.
Because when I got the snake teeth, you could make pointy weapon stuff with it, so I didn't think to give it to the alchemist.
Yeah, when we collected the snake teeth and the fangs, the descriptions we got from them from God were they seemed like they would work as daggers.
Or arrowheads.
Maybe if
And
one
that's
of us,
exactly what the young weapon maker tells you.
maybe if one of us had the identify spell, we would know God was lying to us.
Yep, weapon maker, like 30-year-old human dude. Seems kind of just like preoccupied by something. Like mentally, that is. Like he's like not really here conversation wise when you're like talking to him. And he kind of
Right.
says like, yeah, I mean, they'd make an okay dagger, I guess. Probably go dull after a little while. How many you got here? 25?
Uh-huh.
I'll give you 25 silver for them.
There has to be a redder. It's for these snake troopers.
Well, the thing about biologically based weapons is that they tend to deteriorate and they're tougher to upkeep with the same efficiency and or they're tougher to upkeep with like the same effectiveness. Like you get a diminishing return on how valuable a biological based weapon is. Whereas a
Right,
metal
but
forged weapon, like you can whetstone it and it's more likely to hang on to that whetstone edge for a little while.
right, but the snake tooth things look sick.
Right?
Then make a necklace out of them.
You see, he he kind of
In character.
gets out of his head when you say that and kind of just like looks at you, just like blinks twice and is like, "Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that much. They do look pretty sick."
I don't want to get one.
Right, looking at Darrow, you can see he has horns and wearing all black with like tattoos and scars and piercings and like wearing tons of necklaces. It's like, yeah, this kid would like fucking snake fangs.
Like imagine studded armor, but like with neck toofers.
Well, I mean, if you want to sell some of your snake teeth for some money, Carrie, so by all means, you don't need to sell all of them. You don't need to sell any of them.
By the way, what are we doing with the extra like bows and stuff that we picked up? You want to sell them too?
Yeah, you can sell them here. Well, you could have sold them to the Fletcher, because...
Do you care about short bows and long bows, sir?
Nah, you probably want the guy next door. He's all about that.
Did we pick up spears or
Yes, we
anything
have
like
2
that?
spears.
None of us use strength, so do you want to sell those? Do you care about spears, sir?
I don't.
I'll take a look at him.
Did we get any spears?
Yes, 2.
Okay, so...
Or we could hold on to them in case we add a certain dragon to our party who shall not be named, because Pokeballs.
How many javelins do we have?
I have 4 javelins.
Oh, wait,
Let's sell the
spear's not the
spears.
same as javelin. Yeah, spears. Oh, okay.
So what are we doing?
We can pull out the
The spears.
spears that we collected from the dead camp.
The what now? In character.
Oh, the previous owners no longer had need.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they didn't use them very effectively.
Darrow
Considering-
does the creepy Terminator smile again.
He kind of just again gives you the deadpan, blinks twice, and is like, I'll give you 3 silver for the 2 spears, silver a pop for the fangs. Final offer.
Good enough, just take it.
What was that?
It's like good enough. Take it.
Alright. 28 silver total. 25 for the snake teeth, 3 for the 2 spears.
And then you can try to hawk your bows next door. The
Wow, you cut out.
I think
unless you want to keep spare bows.
I know. I want to go sell them.
Okay.
So we go back
Alright.
over. 2 long bows.
So
and one
that-
short
Back over to Bow Friend.
Didn't expect to see you so soon. How can I help you?
We have really bad short-term memory.
bow.
Would you like to purchase some bows?
Purchase? Sell? We would like to sell.
Yeah, like we're selling them. He's purchasing them.
I mean, usually the selling bows is my thing, but I'll take a look.
don't worry, they don't have snake teeth on them yet.
He just kind of raises an eyebrow and sort of smells the booze coming off you and kind of just brushes it off. And
Yeah, what kind of bows did you record there? Kiri-san.
We had 2 longbows and 1 short bow.
Takes a look at them.
Lightly used, 1 to 3 previous owners.
Never fired, drop only once.
Yep. Never dry fired.
Well, the strings on these haven't been oiled in a while, but I suppose I could maintain them, sell them for a profit. I'll give you 15 silver. If they were mint condition, I'd pay a little more, but these have clearly seen better days. Looks like they were out
15
in
a
the woods
pop?
or some shit. Nope. 15 total.
Better than carrying them around for no reason. Might as well.
Okay.
Alright.
Go ahead
Thank
and
you,
add it to your bag, Kiri.
Well, I'm gonna give you each 14, and I'm gonna keep 15.
Wait, what?
You can just...
What?
15 total.
15 total for all 3 of the bows.
No, I know, but I'm talking about like the
She added
spears.
all of the money from all the
snake.
things that we sold and
Yeah.
divvied it up.
That's 43.
Ah.
Kiri's the 300 IQ in the room.
Yeah, seriously.
She
Don't
does
mind me,
much
I'll
better.
catch up.
Quick math.
I will catch up someday. So, Fletcher, leatherworker guy, says, "Good to see you again. See you in another 5 minutes."
Make it 15.
Fair enough.
And 15 minutes later, I'm walking to the other side of town to go see Lisa's luxuries.
Alright. You see very, they're like rich purple drapes hanging in the window of this small shop, made of very fine wood. Looks well maintained. You enter, and like a small,
about this.
small bell rings as like you all enter the shop. You hear like, "Hello," from like fairly close in front of you, yet you see no one.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Hi. Hello.
Yes, we've exchanged greetings. How may I help you?
I'm looking for a way for me not to look like me. Can you help? Can you help with that?
Oh, you've come to the right place. You hear the voice moving like slowly, like away from you.
You're not a ghost, right?
No answer.
Skulker just stares at where he hears the voice emanate from.
You can all roll me perception checks if you'd like.
The bunny pokes its head out. What is perception?
Yo.
Wisdom?
So, you're all keenly aware of the fact, even Lulu is aware of the fact that, what's it called? Whatever this person is, has a body because you can hear footsteps. So, they are walking around. They are just invisible.
Do I get an extra?
Meta, is this the DM's way of avoiding the question, but how cute does she look?
Cannot be confirmed or denied.
So, do you, always walk around invisibly? How do you not trip over your own feet? How do you not run into things?
Oh,
Daryl,
forgive me. Sorry, I lose track of it sometime. And she snaps, and you see a half-elf woman standing before you. I will entertain Josh with...
You should stop
3.
rolling.
That's not
And,
entertaining.
Let me help. There you go.
Alright. She had advantage from being a half-elf. It's a dime. Anyway. Garbed in, fine purple and gold robes. she snaps her fingers and like, forgive me, I'm sorry. I go back and forth between being visible and not visible. I tend to lose track of how opaque I actually am.
That's
I didn't get
quite
what you
alright.
meant when you asked if I was a ghost at first. I mean, I know my complexion is pale, but I just brushed it off as
Oh,
brash
yeah, I
adventurer speak.
didn't mean to be rude. I apologize if you interpret
No.
it that way.
It's only understandable. Now, and you see, she pulls a necklace off of the wall. It's like a gold chain with like a purple sort of like amethyst pendant encased in like gold. And she says, "This is a necklace of illusion magic that would allow you to disguise yourself, but it is fairly pricey. For someone as large as yourself, we have gag gifts." And she gestures to the counter where you see a couple of things that look like, maybe like not long enough to be necklaces, maybe like collars, chokers. She says, a little tight for, an adult to wear, but around the holidays, people like to buy these for their pets, make them look like, I don't know, dragons, wolves, what have you. They're pretty
Hear
funny.
that? Hear
Do
that,
each
Lulu?
one of the
You can look
small
like a
ones,
dragon.
each one of the smaller ones have a predetermined shape, or can the shape be chosen?
The shape is chosen once, and then once it is set, that is what it will stay as. It's a fairly low caliber spell, so it doesn't allow for adjustment.
How much do those cost?
You wouldn't be able to wear this, mind you. At least
I
in a
might
way
have
that
a friend in mind.
this would cost 75 silver.
Done.
The necklace, in case you were curious, would cost 1 gold and 50 silver.
It's 100 silver to 1 gold, right?
And 50
Yep.
silver for the
For the
larger
person necklace. Capable of multiple disguises on a full-grown adult, or whatever it is you might be.
I have 69 gold left.
What?
I'm buying the pet amulet.
You don't have 69 gold, you boob.
Sorry, silver. 69 silver.
I was gonna say, I don't even think I've given out that much gold total in the entire campaign so
No,
far.
the one who has the most
Entire
gold
you've
right
almost
now is
campaigned.
Scatha, and Scatha's nowhere to be fucking seen. Ran off with our goddamn writ.
Wait, I blanked out. What exactly is the item? Like, what does it take the shape of?
Well, that is specified upon using it.
No.
Simply-
It's a necklace.
Okay, it is a necklace. Okay,
It's
that's
a
what I was.
necklace slash choker slash collar slash.
It would be too tight to wear around your neck. It would be better suited for like a pet of some kind. It's like she said, it's a gag gift.
I make Lulu a little more visible.
All right, so you're paying the 75 silver for the gag gift.
Already did.
All right, easy
If you-
game, easy life.
If you give me silver, I'm spending it, so I'm at 69.
How does this compare to Anzu's neck, and how long with his growth would that stick around his neck?
You can see it's kind of like adjustable. You could adjust it to fit him right now, and it looks like it would have room for him to grow also.
Do you need some monetary help from the party funds?
I don't.
Would you like some, even though you don't need it? Because this would benefit everybody.
We talking subsidized gag gifts? Let's fucking go.
Come on, what else do we have to spend this on?
Well, more
Room
importantly
and board
is you
amongst
right now.
various places. Say what?
More important, your disguise is the most important thing.
I can afford that.
Room and board. You guys don't know what rock bottom is.
I'm gonna choose to ignore that comment.
So
That was an in-character comment, not an out of
so
character.
I see 75 for the smaller enchantment and a gold and 50 for the larger enchantment. So that's
correct.
2 gold and
25
silver. What
That's
about
correct.
2 gold flat?
You can roll me persuasion if you'd like.
That's pretty persuasive.
Well, business has been kind of slow lately. If people ask you where you got them, you'll tell them, yes?
Absolutely.
All right. Very well. My name is Elise, and she bows. And this is my shop. I'm sure you already know the name. It's on the sign out front. But
Elise
Yes.
with an E at the front.
Elise. My name is Elise.
Just don't question it. Just don't. Just...
I think it's triggering some memories.
If you promise.
Lissa's luxuries, yes. Okay, I'm gonna explain this to you real quick. Lissa is a goddess of illusion. You forgot
Bingo.
your goddess chart.
Oh, okay. No, I was extrapolating too much from this is my shop. Like, I'm like, then why is it like, but your name isn't on the sign?
No, Lissa's
Oh
a
my
reference
God.
to the goddess of illusion. Gotcha.
What do you think? Smart enough to not hold back and just be like, oh,
Yeah, I'd say so.
okay. Ruin Darrow's persuasion check.
Alright, well, if you agree to give me some advertising, then I suppose I can knock the price down.
We are the soon-to-be famous adventurers of the unnamed origin. We haven't come up with a name yet, but
Yes, aren't
we
all
will be known
adventurers.
one day.
Well, if you're ever as big as Fate's Reprise, come back sometime. I'd be happy to
Oh,
outfit
we
you
met
in
them
some...
on the road.
Really?
They're really
She raises
cool.
an eyebrow. Huh. That Deaton one's kind of cute, isn't he?
I don't know.
like
I
his
kind of
hat.
got the weird feeling from that one.
Well,
The which one?
The elf fellow.
Elf or half elf fellow?
He looked like a full blood.
Okay.
Who are we talking about?
The
His character.
the
from
elf
Fate's
fellow
Reprise.
from Fate's Surprise that we crossed on the road on the way here.
That's his character.
I should
You
really
know.
stop drinking.
Jedron, Leona, Deaton, whatever Paul's barbarian's name
Okay,
was.
on the way here threw me off because like that was like the second session or something.
Technically, it was on the way here.
Technically, everything was on the way here.
Exactly.
I reserve the right to reference anything that has happened during the length of this campaign at any time.
As you should.
So,
Like, remember that
Cool.
time I invented coffee?
yeah, I do actually.
It was on the way here.
Is coffee a thing? Yeah, fuck it. Who makes it? Yeah, gnomes. Alright, let's go with that. And it's just been canon ever since.
Alright, so I took a gold out of my personal and a gold out of the party. You can give me whatever silver you feel free to carry, but I struck a deal and stuck to it and dealt with it, and we can deal with funds later.
Thank you for your business. I greatly appreciate it. I hope to see you again someday.
As do I. And I hope your business picks up.
Thank you. Unfortunately, finer goods are not really in the range of farm folk and their purchases.
You cater
I've been
mostly to the crazy folk like us.
Yes, I've been considering moving to either Greenwich or Ascalon. We'll have to see. Only time will tell.
I think it was Grindage that we were in recently. I have nothing but great things to say of that town.
Yes, lovely little town. Did you catch the festival?
Indeed, we did. Kiri here was a champion of the archery contest.
You don't say. Ah, yes. I do remember some mention of a bird folk winning the archery contest about a week ago. You guys made quite a stir.
Well, thank you.
And we'll be sure to make sure that her companion will be modeling the finest of fashions from Leisha's luxuries.
Ah. Is his companion with you?
No, we left him at home.
Okay.
But he'll be making a emergence onto the scene soon enough.
Well, I'm sure he's a very good boy.
The greatest
Now,
boy.
if you'll excuse me, and she snaps her fingers.
Thank you again.
She's invisible again. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, that is interesting. Okay, bye.
Maximum introvert.
Yep. So, Kiri, what shape would you like your friend to be?
I don't know if I am the one that chooses.
She said that upon first use, you pick a form, and it's that form.
Is it that I pick a form, or is it that if I was chosen for it?
She said that you pick the form. It's not like a predetermined form.
However, it is only one use. So basically, as you're affixing the collar to your furry friend, or, scaly friend, you just take the vision in your mind of what you want it to be, and, concentrate on it, as if you were casting a spell, which, as someone who can cast spells, you should be able to do fairly easily. It does have to be, roughly equivalently sized to the thing you're placing it on, though. You can't have him be a hippo, per se.
What about a tiny hippo?
A tiny hippo, as long as it was tiny enough, would fall in the bounds.
So
I would make the recommendation of a dog or a wolf.
But I was gonna go with maybe wolf if it's not too much. What would be common enough that doesn't raise too much of an eyebrow, but uncommon enough that people are ooh, I want to go pet it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like wolf would be a pretty good job.
Well, you don't want people to pet him because their hands going to go pass right through.
Well, one, yes, that's exactly kind of why, and two, yes, I don't want him to be bothering Anzu.
Yeah, I mean, wolf might do the trick. Maybe some kind of large reptile.
How much time
would explain the scaly feel?
How much time does it take to perform the collar ritual?
60 seconds.
Okay. I'm gonna defer my decision.
You're not deciding what Lulu may or may not like at a later date.
Correct.
Okay. Yep. I have no further comment on that matter.
Right now, we're not.
She hears you all discussing this on your way out of the shop, and she says, "If you'd like to return, I can change the illusion for a small fee. So if you end up choosing something you're unhappy with, simply return, and I will blank slate it for you."
I turn around to say thank you, realize there's no one there, then realize she's invisible, and then just say thank you anyway, and walk out.
Yeah, this might be a discussion for later. This is neither the time nor place.
But at the very least, we now have a plan of how to deal with the situation.
However, you can put on yours.
And I can do me things! And I'll do that later also, because I don't want to blow my disguise as soon as I get it.
Everyone roll me perception, please.
Can do.
If this is associated with picking out if people are watching us, can I get advantage from practice?
Is it a site-based? Who just rolled for me?
Oh, why am I Skulker now? What the hell? I'm rolling for me. Don't mind me.
I mind you. You ruined my roll. Is this a sight or hearing based perception?
It is sight-based.
Lulu is right there with me.
No, we're dumb. We're out of it.
Yeah,
It's a town again.
it's a nice day
we're
outside.
Not good.
Y'all got some shiny new toys.
Okay. Is Beard McDuffin still following us?
Beardson? Yes, he's been here the whole time. He hasn't said a single word. He just merely studies you guys, like your interactions with the shopkeepers.
That he seems like he doesn't really care to talk, so I won't bother him.
I mean, he's acknowledged and like responded with either like head shakes, like yes. Granted, he hasn't had to say no to anything. He did speak out loud when in the zone of truth to confirm that he was not with the syndicate. But apart from that, you haven't heard him say a single word. Like, he does respond to things, he's just not very verbal. If you want to ask him anything.
Right. Yeah, no, it's the... As a person who generally will find more effort in speaking than not speaking, I appreciate the fact that he's just not saying it.
Oh, Beardson.
As long as he doesn't look like upset or sad or like, why isn't anyone talking to me?
Merely just observant.
Yeah, exactly. So he's fine. If Flint was here, he'd be talking this guy up the fucking tree. But that's
I bet.
What tree?
I'm sure Shade Scales would also.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Excuse
you
me.
got the introverted side of the
Oh shit! I've been rolling the wrong perception for Lulu. Okay, never mind. Nothing changes.
No snuffles.
+2 as opposed to +4. Interesting. Yeah, so, any other tasks that y'all want to accomplish?
I think the only other thing we had mentioned was the Abbey with Sister Lena. I don't know if you are interested in going there, but
yeah, let's go to the Abbey.
We're never gonna earn that house.
No, we're gonna earn that house tomorrow.
The Abbey is on this side of town.
Perfect. Let's go check out the Abbey.
Let's do it.
On the way over, I'm going to make sure that my pendant of Duena is at the front of my stack of necklaces.
Okay. Also, remember, you all have the small copper like tokens from Menlo as well.
Oh, I assumed that's what the pendant of Duena was. Because I
know at the beginning
I have
of the
noted
game
here
you said you had
pendant of Duena
necklaces.
proves good favor with the church.
I remember from the beginning of the game you said you have necklaces of every god.
Yes.
So maybe you have two.
Right.
Pendants.
So what was given to us by Brother Menlo was not, in fact, a hangable pendant. It was a coin.
No, I'd say it was a pendant. I just wasn't sure if you're talking about the one you originally had or.
No, like the upscale version. Like the one I had before was like a New York City streets knockoff pair of kicks. This one's like the one straight from like the Irish church.
Okay. Yeah.
I currently only have two. I have the Greenwich Abbey pendant and the Ascalon military pendant on my neck.
Okay. So we all enter. We see a couple brothers and sisters of the Abbey around. They're all in the same kind of like tan, like lackluster sort of robes that Menlo was in.
Is this also an Abbey of Duena?
It is. You see out front. I can bring the statue up if you like. There's a fountain with a familiar looking statue, like a faint blue column of light holding the suspended pieces together in the air.
very familiar.
Mm-hmm. One of the brothers of the Abbey approaches you. Hello, welcome. How may we assist you?
Hello. We have come seeking the assistance of Sister Lena.
Ah, well, give me just a moment. And he walks away, goes back, and he is escorting a human who looks like this, wearing kind of finer robes, but they're still simple linens, even though they are nicer looking. She
She's
bows.
actually allowed to show the top of her head instead of the normal nuns.
Mm-hmm. She gives you a small bow, says hello. I'm told you require my assistance. Thank you, brother. That will be all. And she gives a small bow to the monk. The monk bows back, walks away.
Hello. We are friends of Brother Menlo and are friends of the Abbey in Greenwich. And while we were in town, we thought we might as well come by and say hello and meet you, since we had heard about you from Inquisitor Davos.
Ah, how is Brother Menlo these days? I don't think I've seen him since last spring.
He is doing well, besides the best efforts of ourselves and the ones around him.
Yes, isn't that always the case? Well, I'm glad to hear it. Might I ask your names? I'm Sister Lena, but I take it you know that already.
Right. My name is Darrow. If my friends would like to.
Skulker.
Kiri.
Oh, Darrow, Skulker, Kiri. She gives you a group bow. It's a pleasure to meet you.
We don't know this fourth guy's name. He's new here.
Huh?
The
Beardy my face
beauty
guy.
boy.
Oh, Beardson? I don't have... This guy doesn't have an actual name.
Somebody else besides the voice of God just called a beard sod. Oh my god, I'm fucking losing it. Okay.
She nods. I believe he is with the magistrate, yes? And he nods in response without confirmation from any of you guys, and she says, I thought I recognized you. Welcome. Dwayne's blessings upon you all.
Yeah, we have been charged by the magistrate to go after a corrupt creature of questionable demonic, or I think demonic would be
Her eyebrows raised and seeming like genuine concern. You mean the beast that's been spotted in the Wayfarer foothills?
Ah, yes, that one. I was having trouble describing it in such a way to be non-offensive. Yes, that one.
I tended the wounds of the man who survived the attack, albeit he died shortly afterwards. They were quite horrific.
Oh, that's very sad indeed. Would it be too much to ask if you could give us any information you have about such incidents?
He was not much for speaking. He sweating very profusely. He had several... It appears as if he had been slashed by something. There were also marks of claws and fangs as well. He did say that it had a kind of scorpion-like tail. He pointed to a puncture wound on his shoulder, which seemed to have a kind of malicious effect on the surrounding flesh where it had punctured.
Right, his flesh seemed to have rotted away or been corrupted, right?
I believe it was some kind of venom or poison, but I'm not familiar with whatever type of poison it is. Apart from that, the man was largely incapacitated. I'm surprised he stumbled his way back this far.
Must have had very strong willpower.
He must have. I know there have been several traders that have gone missing over the last few days, but we are unsure if this is the work of this beast or if it is something else at play.
Now, from what you have heard from, I guess, the survivor about this creature, would you believe that it might be affected by holy water? I have an inclination that it might.
I mean, if it is a demon of some kind, then holy water would have an effect on it. Granted, of course, it is demonic in nature. If it isn't, then it's anyone's guess.
Right.
Different types of organisms respond differently.
I have vessels to hold such holy tonic if you might be able to help us with procuring some of it.
Surely. Right this way. I'd be happy to assist. How many vessels do you have?
Well, I have one empty potion of healing and 2 glass collection vessels holding 3 ounces each.
And 2 flasks.
I also see that I have 2 flasks here. Why do I have 2 flasks?
And my flask!
You sure you don't want to fill those with something else?
Yeah, why do I have 2 flasks?
Do you have 2 flasks?
In the bag of holding, I see 2 flasks.
No. Oh, they're
Oh,
not
wait.
the bag of holding. No, I mean Skulkery character offers them you need more vessels.
No,
But
I know
he
Skulker
actually
has 2
said
flasks.
that there is 2
Maybe he
flasks.
put them in there because you guys were going swimming or whatever. You had to put all your stuff in the bag of holding.
I don't
No,
remember.
They weren't in there.
I don't know what's in these 2 flasks then.
They're my flasks. They've had alcohol in. Not. I'm offering them in addition to whatever. Never mind. Ignore me.
Yeah, I don't know why I have 2 flasks in the bag of holding, but I have.
You don't have 2 flasks in the bag of holding.
I no longer have 2 flasks in the bag of holding. I do have 2 glass collection jars holding 3 ounces each.
Okay.
I also have an empty potion bottle.
Very well then. You see, she takes the bottles from your hands and she begins you know, you guys took chemistry at different points, right? Each of you.
Mm-hmm. I took it in high school.
Took? Yes.
I took a lot
You know
of
how they
chemistry.
tell you if you're smelling something, you don't smell it directly, you kind of
You
waft it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you see, she submerges the bottle in the water, and she's kind of, she submerges the bottle closer towards the water, and she's kind of wafting water into the bottle, and you see that it glows faintly with each stroke of her hand and hand movement. Has a faint glow, and you see she fills each of the bottles in this way, one, I don't know, splash at a time, for lack of a better word, and upon sealing the bottle, it looks like ordinary water, but it only glows for the faintest of seconds when she's kind of stirring it, and then the second it's off of her hand, it's just regular ass water as far as looks go. She fills all 3 of the bottles, and she says, well, if it is demonic, that should do the trick.
Thank you very much for the assistance.
I wonder how we could
You're
plus
welcome.
arrowheads.
I hope it helps.
Would each of you like to take one of these?
Maybe. Would it have any effect?
I'm under the inclination that you can treat arrows with them.
That's my question.
Not particularly. Holy water is still subject to evaporation.
But the holiness in the water isn't.
Yes. If you
She's got you there, DM. Nothing
She,
you can
like,
do about it.
she unflasks one of the bottles and like points to the opening and says like, this would be too large to fit an arrowhead into. If you want to, in the midst of fighting something, pour holy water onto the arrows, I suppose it could work. But as far as treating them now, I don't think it would serve any point. I believe it would be rendered ineffective by the time you found your way into the foothills.
That's fair. We can work with that.
Oh my fucking god. Side tangent. The description of the official holy water: a cleric may make a ritual and take 1 hour and to create holy water. The ritual uses an hour and uses 25 gold pieces worth of powdered silver. What the?
Yeah, I was looking back on like exchange rates, and actually gold isn't that lofty, and we should
Yep,
probably be
Connor
earning a
re-rolled
little
it.
bit more of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I intentionally did that to kind of
Okay.
make money more significant. Because I'm
Like-
playing in another game right now where it's like we have like thousands and thousands of gold in our party. And it's just like, oh, gold? Yeah, that fucking peasantry? Sure, have some. And it's just like, I kind of wanted to
Gold
avoid
is like
that.
$100 bill, or maybe more like a cashier's check or some shit.
Right. In standard Dungeons and Dragons, a gold coin is basically a $20 bill. The way that Connor's treating it is a gold coin is a $100 bill.
Basically. I wanted it to have more significance. I think I achieved that effect though, because I remember the first time I said that you guys were getting gold for something, everyone had that moment of kind of like, did he just say gold? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. So, yeah, that was my reasoning for such.
Fair.
Okay. Did you just say something, Ika?
So that's fair. But
Okay.
we should find a way to make like holy bomb so it doesn't evaporate.
Holy bombs. Well, I'm afraid that would be outside of my expertise.
That was more of like a murmur under my own breath.
Right, yep. Me, Sean, I've come up with like 3 ways that I might be able to turn holy water into a substance to be able to make it stick to arrows within the time of you saying you can't put it on arrows. Darrow? No fucking idea.
You can totally put it on arrows. It's just a question of like how long it remains effective.
Right. Or like you basically need to draw the arrow, dip it in the water, draw it, and shoot it.
Yeah.
Which action economy wise doesn't add up.
Not the most efficient thing to do in combat.
Yep. Anyway,
No, but if I took the holy water and just like put it on all the arrows, like in the middle, like right before combat, right? Like
Just dump it into your quiver.
unless we're fighting in like an 100-degree weather desert, like I think we're okay.
Yo,
right.
actually,
if only your
though,
quiver wasn't an extra dimensional space.
oh yeah, damn. We good to go monster hunting yet?
Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
No, thank you, Sister Lena. That is most gracious. And thank you for the insight about the unfortunate soul that had to have fought this thing before us.
You're welcome. I hope that his suffering was not in vain. Good luck.
Thank you.
Spoiler, it was.
Skulker, I think it is time to leave.
Oh wow, you just thought that up all on your own.
There's been this whisper in the back of my head all day about like going and killing this thing, and I think I'm finally going to listen to it.
It's like this annoying yapping on the devil's
Yeah,
side of my
that's-
shoulder.
Yeah, that's Beard's son. He's actually been talking the whole time, and none of you have noticed.
Oh, I'm
Beard's
very
son.
sorry, Beard-san.
He raises an eyebrow, unamused.
What's it like? 10 o'clock? 11?
Like 11, probably about
Afternoon.
midday.
Seeing as we're too poor to afford horses or a cart or anything like that, we're probably just walking there, right?
It's up to you
Unless
guys. You
Beard
could
Sign
break
has
the
better
bank for
ideas.
some of that stuff if you wanted to.
I mean, like, how much does a horse cost?
A horse capable of pulling like 3 people and a cart, like a draft horse, probably costs you like around a gold, maybe a little more.
You don't have to count me, I can fly. Well, you know,
What's your fly
horses.
speed?
Good enough. 50.
I mean, is your fly okay? Yeah, so you'd be able to move as fast as a. Do riding horses cost less than draft horses?
A little less. It'd still be pricey though.
Still be like what, 65 silver?
Maybe closer to like 80.
Right. Yeah. So 1.6 gold versus 1 gold. Yeah, we don't have enough money yet to be able to afford a cart and horses. What's the conversion rate? 100 silver to 1 gold?
Hmm?
The conversion rate?
1
Yes.
gold is 100
That was
silver.
100.
Okay. So we'd be able to buy a horse, and then
Hope it doesn't
80
die.
silver left for a cart.
Do you need a cart? What do we need a cart for?
Well, it costs more money to buy 2 horses than a cart.
I mean, 2 people could ride 1 horse, no? Because are generally
Well, the
a
horse
normal
would
weight.
go slower.
I guess.
All ye who think we should walk it.
I have no vote because I can fly.
Okay, Skulker.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna be no fucking help. Let's just walk.
I prefer walking to all this deliberating.
Let's just start walking.
I mean, unless like
Doesn't matter if
Beard
we
Sun has better
leave at
ideas about
daytime
how
or
we're going to get
nighttime. We're
here.
gonna be camping regardless. Oh, speaking of camping, we don't have anything to make tents with, do we?
Speaking of setting out, we have Beard Sun. We have to also worry about him. Maybe he has a better idea or has some pull with, like, I don't know, maybe borrowing horses for this trip. I don't know.
He's not coming with us.
He's still with us.
And I
right now.
highly doubt they could give us more than the, 15 torches they gave us. 10 torches, yeah.
Yeah.
You think they can loan us a horse?
I don't know.
Maybe after we do this, they'll warm up to
I
us
don't
that
know
much.
anything.
Right,
I
exactly.
don't
We
know.
need to prove ourselves still.
Also, I found a picture of Beard Sun.
Just loading.
It's still loading for me also. Why did you post a broken image?
It's not broken.
I clicked on it. Wow, maybe it's high res as shit.
Yeah, it's high res.
Forever to load. Not as old and without like the wizard attire, but as far as like beard length and like white robes, like yeah, spot on.
Okay, this was Beard Sun's father.
Gandalf?
Yeah, precisely. Beard Sound Senior.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's just a really high res
Gandalf?
image.
And for Skulker, the last place we stop before we leave town, there's a tavern on the western end of town, just before you leave for the Wayfarer Foothills. Would you like to restock your booze?
Deal.
What are you looking for? You want swill? You want that good? Would you like the song and dance of like the race and gender of the barkeep, or
No. Give me what would be a good chaser for when a fucking dark mantle grapples on my face.
probably straight up like whiskey.
Just whiskey?
Yeah. Let's go with something strong that I can
All right.
that'll last me a little bit longer.
They'll fill both your flasks and give you a cup for the road for 4 silver.
Guys, can one of you guys lend me 4 silver?
You just said you had 69 left.
Yeah, and I'm keeping 69 silver. What don't
Sure.
you understand about this?
Here, have 4. I'll pay you for you.
Thank you. See,
Thank you,
Darrow,
Birdsong.
Kiri understands.
She gives
I
you a
don't
side eye.
understand what you're trying to do here. You're just refusing to spend your own money.
We have Birdsong and we have Beardsong. Oh, Skulker's kind of also a Beardsong, isn't he? And Darrow is Weirdsong. Together, we are Sansan.
Beard son, bird son, weird son.
Darrow's right eye twitches aggressively for a second.
For no reason at all. So, Skulker is liquored up. We've all got some shiny new toys.
Yep.
We make our way into the Wayfarer foothills.
Yeah. Let's do it to it. Oh, wait a second. That's to the northwest. I was thinking we had to go to the northeast. That's where the other fuck is.
What other fuck? What were we talking about?
There was some other fuck going on at the northeast. Oh, that is the. Oh, that's the. That's where Dragon's Rest is. Where we actually need to go is to the northwest. Word, that's closer. Yay!
I'm confused.
I'm
Our
just walking.
rewarded land is on the way out the gate. I'm explaining. Our rewarded
Huh?
land is
Yeah, no. Let's not
Dragon's
walk by
Rest.
that. Don't get attached to something that you.
Yonder mountain, or like yonder hills, Dragon's Rest. You can actually
Like,
see if you zoom in.
Dragon's
There's
Rest
a
is over
dragon
there.
I
skeleton
actually
here.
don't see a map. It's kind of sad.
Same.
I see a map.
I don't.
I do not.
Hmm?
I see
The player
black and
is on
white
it.
squares.
I'll change it and change it back.
Okay.
Does it work now?
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
I haven't been
Dragon's
seeing the
Rest.
map this whole game.
Is over. What? That's nasty. Yeah, Dragon's Rest is over here.
Mhm.
Flying blind.
We are here,
Mhm.
and we are going over here.
Okay. Dope.
Right, so that's significantly less of a walk than I was anticipating. I was thinking we were going over. Forgot that
Is
that's where.
L gonna be our house?
No.
What?
L is where the big bad evil demon is.
Maybe.
Yo, so they're
Hell is
basically telling us.
Ironhaven.
Oh, okay.
Or Hildorf City.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say they're basically telling us to evict this. Like, does he deserve eviction? What did he? Nah, let's go.
He's a scorpion demon. He deserves nothing more than death.
So, we leave
And
around
you're
midday.
assuming it's gender.
We say goodbye to Beardson. He gives you a small nod and watches you go. You begin your way into the Wayfarer foothills. You know it was mentioned that this thing was spotted in the northern portion of the Wayfarer foothills. So you walk for the better part of a day, and Kiri, roll me a survival check, please.
Can do.
So you come across
Oh,
towards
it's
the
too
end
late.
of the day, so the light is getting low. But you, towards the very end of your day, find these odd sort of tracks. They're a four-legged creature with some kind of tail or something dragging like along with the tracks. Sounds like it could be your culprit. However, it is sundown. Would you guys like to look for it into the night, or would you like to?
We should probably make camp back a little bit away from where the tracks were.
What if you made camp and I took a quick, like, survey flight just to scout the area so we're not in any immediate danger?
Sure.
Could if you like. Darrow and Skulker set up camp, and you can take a fly around.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, roll me a perception check then for when you're flying around. Alright. You can say with confidence this thing is not within a, 1.5 mile radius of your camp.
Dope.
I was rolling performance to see if I fucked up setting up camp and you'd come back and the tent's upside down.
That takes a lot more skill than setting the tent up, right?
Yeah, seriously.
Right, well, you need to be perfectly imperfect to be able to do that. I've seen kids do it before. It's amazing.
So, it is nighttime. Would we like to set up a watch order?
Would like, if we want to set out really early, what I could do is set up an alarm around our camp.
If you'd like to do that, that's probably a really good idea. I mean, we could do that regardless.
As long as our camp isn't within a 25-foot radius.
You're talking with the alarm spell, right?
Yes.
I just want to read what it does real quick.
There.
20-foot cube. Yeah, you guys could camp within 20-foot cube. Whenever a tiny or larger creature touches or enters the warded area, and you cast a spell, you can designate creatures that won't set off the alarm. Whether the alarm is mental or audible. Would you like it to be a mental alarm or an audible alarm?
How far away would this be from where we're sleeping? Is this this is kind of next to our heads while we're sleeping, or is this
basically, depending on how cozy we do or don't get?
10-foot cube, so assuming you're in the dead middle, it's 10 feet away from you. Be an alarm clock on the other side of the room, I guess, or a handbell on the other side of the room. It's not in your ear, but loud enough where everyone will hear it if it goes off.
Would you guys prefer for it to be audible, or just me to check it out if it's
better safe than dead?
It's better to have it audible, that way if you're asleep and it goes off, then it notifies whoever's awake versus just waking you up.
Okay.
Then don't worry, I'll sleep through it anyway.
Alright, and I take it we designate the 5 of us, being Lulu, Anzu, and you 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would probably also, if I can, I don't know the next one because it doesn't really explain it, but, I would like to also make sure that, smaller, woodland creatures like a squirrel is not gonna set it off if we can. Or, does that mean, no, it's just, literally creatures that you know?
Yeah, reading it, I feel like it has to be someone you can point to and be and this guy won't set it off.
Okay. I'm not sure. So I asked. Okay.
Alright. Do we want a watching order, or are we just resting easy?
I'll go first. Unless Kiri wants to go first, setting up this thingy.
It's just a minute. I would whenever it's going to be the lightest, so...
So that would be morning.
I would like
watch.
darkest.
So that would be middle watch.
Alright, so we got Darrow, Skulker, and then Kiri.
Yeah.
Alright. Roll me perception checks, please. For Darrow first.
Guidance on myself. And perception with a d4. 16.
It's a lovely night out. There's no moon tonight. It's weird. There's some clouds that seem to have rolled in from the Shiver Peaks. It's kind of a dark night out. That being said, you have a pretty decent spread of land around you that you can see, and there's nothing of concern.
Cool. Very cool.
Skulkathan. Perception check, please.
Damn. Double damn.
You are also very confident, as is Lulu, that it is just a beautiful night out. Low visibility for light-needing folk, but cool night breeze. It's a nice spring night. Not a bad night to be outside, especially it's not summer yet. Hasn't gotten too buggy yet.
Spend the night wondering what Elise is up to.
You should play
Shot of
hard.
Elise.
She's still invisible.
You just hear
Floating
snoring.
blankets and snoring. Alright. So, night gives way into, you see the beginnings of a dawn on the horizon. Kiri, roll me perception, please.
And I'll
Right.
do...
You all make it through the night without incident.
Dope.
It is a beautiful spring day. The clouds seem to have blown away.
Cool. I spend the first few minutes while boiling a pot of water, preparing my spells for the day, getting ready for a poisonous beastie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll make the coffee and warm some jerky over the fire with the kettle.
Ooh, smells good.
Alright. So we've all completed our morning rituals. Darrow's had his tea. Everyone has their spells prepared and such.
Yep. All renewed and
It is
shit.
officially daytime.
Everything's renewed.
We want to proceed further north.
Where would these tracks generally lead? I imagine that they're not as fresh as we want them to be, but
They're not particularly fresh, but you did catch them heading in the northward direction, like deeper into the foothills.
good start then. Let's do that.
Okay. Ooh, interesting. So, as it starts approaching midday, about 3 hours into your day, you come across a set of tracks that are definitely fresh. There's a bit of like a patch that's a little more muddy than grassy, and you do catch like a very like distinct like set of paw prints and the same kind of like weird like thing being dragged with the set of tracks. You can tell by feeling sort of like prodding around the edges of the mud that it's still malleable. So these probably were made relatively frequently. Excuse me. You follow them for another 30 minutes or so, and you keep the trail the whole time. It leads you to a small cave in between a small cluster of hills.
I would like to stop. I guess upon seeing the cave, focus on the pendant of Melandrew and ritual cast detect poison and disease. For 10 minutes, I can sense the presence and location of poisons, poisonous creatures, and diseases within 30 feet. And that concentration is going into the pendant. Oh no, never mind. The pendant only is up for a minute, so the concentration is staying on myself.
Okay.
Can I be pedantic?
Sure.
Does that include venomous creatures?
I can see why you would say that. For our intents and purposes, yes, it would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid.
You're saying the difference between a poison dart frog and a viper.
Yes. Yes. Like, we're not going to go eating any of these creatures, so detecting poisonous creatures isn't really a big deal to us.
Yeah, so it would work for venomous creatures also.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a venomed condition, but there is such a thing as a poisoned condition.
Yeah. And I'm just making sure.
Yeah. So if you were a DM, you would be real difficult to tie down.
No, if I were a DM, I would specify this in advance. That, like, yeah.
So, standing at the mouth of the cave, you do not get any pings of poisonous creature.
Okay.
If I were a DM, hold on. Can we go back to that? No, I'm sorry. Go on.
Yeah, for the next, the tracks go down into the cave, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess anybody get ready, whatever it is you want to get ready, and head down in. And for the next 10 minutes, I'll have this radar up. And I would like to suggest that doing a ritual spell takes me 10 minutes, so we could do 10 minutes travel, 10 minutes survey, and 10 minutes travel, and keep going like that. Or I could just not keep doing that.
Dark is it in this cave?
Once you get away from like the first 10 feet of the cave, it is just darkness. There's no light in here.
Torch.
I guess so. Torch it is.
Let me place our heroes.
Hell. A bunch of my weapons changed to strength instead of dex. Weird.
Huh?
In my character sheet, a bunch of weapons switched to being strength based.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, I haven't made any changes, like, any of the character sheet
I
settings.
think it was an update to, like, Roll20, and that's why, like, stuff was weird.
I like to default to assuming one of the developers fucked something up, but, like, that doesn't help me troubleshoot it to just say, not my fault. But it's true.
So, I'm drawing out the perimeter for the cave. Give me just a sec.
Do. Did I send you my my YouTube playlists, Connor?
I think you did. The D&D music one, right?
Yeah. The person who published that playlist I sent you made like 50 others that they each have a theme.
That's a lot of patience.
That's what I always use whenever Jonathan doesn't play music.
Which is
never.
Pretty often.
Oh yeah. Connor, Jonathan never plays music.
Yeah, he never goes through the effort. Give me just a second. Now let me make sure I don't reveal the creature with this as well. Alright. So it's not a big cave. Okay. Are there any gaps in these lines? They all made it to the map layer, right?
Oh shit, all the lines. Yep.
Okay. So, you can see, kind of, those of you with dark vision, that this cave has, like, a distinct, like, fork in the path, and you can kind of see, because you guys have, what, like 60 feet of dark vision?
Yeah.
Sure.
Roughly?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's what it comes in. Yeah, so you can see it looks like the forks split, but it doesn't look like it starts to bend back around and converge on the other side.
Let's split up.
No. Stop it.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah, that's right. You do need a babysitter. Come on.
So I need everyone to roll me perception checks, please. Yeah, just perception checks.
They don't do well in tight places.
30 feet.
Flying things are no good in tight places.
Can you guys see that aura from Darrow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this
Clutch.
is his detecting poison radius.
Clutch AF.
Is the perception for sight or hearing?
Hearing.
Oof.
So, Darrow and
Lulu's scared.
Skulker, you hear very faintly echoing from the back of my Hold on, give me just a sec. I got a text just threw me off. From the back of the cave, you hear the very faint sounds reverberating on the walls of what sounds like crunching, something chewing, mastication of some kind, crunchy food. I don't know. I'm running out of ways to express this.
A crinkling wrapper. Not that we know what wrappers are.
Do we have a torch lit?
Get the picture.
Yes, we do have a torchlight.
Yeah, I pulled out one. I pulled out a torch in the benefit of letting Kiri and Skulker have their weapons drawn.
Okay. So, you may proceed. I will tell you if and when.
I flipped my coin. I say we go right.
Character right or stage right?
Like character right.
Okay.
I always do odds is left and evens is right.
I was gonna say that's a weird four-sided coin you got there.
It's odds and evens. There's no easy one click 1d2. So I always do odds and evens.
Okay.
Boop.
Oh. So we're all creeping in. We have the torchlight lapping up at the walls, the sunlight fading away behind us as we sort of penetrate the darkness with our torch. And it's now everyone in the party, pets and such included, can now hear the crunching of this creature.
Okay. It sounds like it's coming from down the corridor, right? Does it sound louder from any one corridor?
It does not.
Okay. I'll progress to this point, and I guess we will notice at this point that it bends around the corner. I'll see if I can look around the corner.
We should be doing this as sneakily as possible.
This thing has better night vision than we do, and it can see that we have a light. So it's going to know that we're coming, regardless of how quiet we are. I mean, we can try to be quiet if you want. Fine by me. We can attempt it.
If you're rolling stealth...
God damn. It's Coker.
I'm gonna have everyone at Skulker go for disadvantage because you're carrying a light source in a dark place.
Yerp.
Oh shit, that was a regular roll. Here I was thinking, that's a good roll.
No, you can keep that. You roll regular because you're not with the light
This
source.
is what you do. This is what you do. Do you see?
I'm the only one carrying the light source now. So.
I mean, if she's standing next to you and approaching from the same way, it doesn't really.
Skulker went the other way.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm having him not roll a disadvantage.
I honestly didn't notice.
Yeah.
That's how stealthy he was.
Yeah.
That could also be a better idea. Like, if you were a distraction with a light, it could go the other way, and you would still kind of illuminate, sort of, though.
Well,
Okay.
you're behind me.
And it might be more scared of us.
Yeah, but I'm still behind you,
and
and it definitely doesn't see this way right now that I'm here, right? And I definitely stealthy, so like I go around the other way.
I mean, I don't know. The thing sees torchlight on the walls. You hear a very distinct, like deep-throated growl start to come from the back of the cave. It has since dropped whatever it was munching on, and you hear like very menacing, like noises like coming from the back of the cave. I can't imitate like a deep-throated like wolf or lion growl, but yeah, no one has actually turned their respective corners yet, so no one is there.
Okay, so there's a very deep growl right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am going to stop and yeah, no, there's no time for ritual.
I'm gonna walk forward more, using the echoing growl as cover for my footsteps. Like, until I can see around the corner enough. Like, this would be...
Alright, Skulker. You poke your head around the corner just a tiny bit, and you see this in a corner, and in like the very back of the cave.
Adorable.
1d20 plus.
That thing is fucking gnarly.
Adorable.
And it looks directly at you as a gust of wind, like a small air current, moves in behind you, and it catches your scent and immediately just snaps its head towards you. I'll put it on the board. And this is where we're going to call it tonight. Yeah. Not going to lie, I thought we were going to be in town for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I was ready to run
figured.
Encounters tonight. I have to get up. I have to be asleep.
Yo,
like
look
an hour ago. Look
at the bright side. So. You prepared 2 sessions for the cost of 1.
Yeah, pretty much.
Town sessions always take time. That's just a thing.
Yeah.
You gave us an opportunity to go around a town after 4 days. Like,
it's so much window shopping, though. Like, we have more or less the best gear we're gonna get for where we're at.
You don't know until you ask.
Yeah, I also did give you guys item upgrades last session, so it's usually you can kind of tell, like, have we not gotten anything in a while? He might have something for us. Did we get something last week?
No, that, sir, is metagaming. No.
I'm allowed to metagame myself.
Well, okay, you can metagame yourself, but that's like, okay, the other explanation I have was like, well, Kitty doesn't know that, right? Like, we could get an upgrade, but we still could go to the Armorsmith and be like, you get something that's a little better or not.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I also spent money on a thing to be able to disguise myself.
Truth.
Yes, but it cost you a pretty penny.
And
yes, it did.
2 of our pets. Though we still haven't put them on.
Okay, the disguising of the rabbit honestly was just
silliness,
blowing money out your asshole.
Fuck you.
Silliness. Ethereal bunny.
Just for that, I'm gonna hold on to it and not spend it until it comes in the clutch.
Ethereal right, Connor, when you say one-time use, you mean like it lasts for like an hour?
No, it's...
you set the illusion once, and it's just a persistent effect.
As long as the
But you
necklace
can-
remains on subject.
And you can remove the necklace and reattach it, right? And it's just you've chosen the animal the first time you set it on them. You can't change what they appear as.
Yes.
But it's
Okay.
always an equipable, unequipable thing.
Right, that's what
Yeah.
I thought, but when you described it again after the initial description, I thought that it was.
I hate those moments. Where it's like I understood it the first time, I didn't the second time.
Yeah.
All right, starting out with combat, and it's looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
next session's gonna start with roll initiative.
Exactly. Yeah. I have to.
We
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to run a longer session tonight, but it's like I'm having the worst luck with my job lately.
You have to
So
survive.
I've decided on weeks like this instead of just straight up canceling. Like, if I run a shorter session and like, I don't know, it'll at least keep our weekly consistency like going instead of just breaking
Yeah.
up the flow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
momentum's
thank you
important.
very much, sir.
Yes.
Thank you guys as well. Appreciate the time. As always, any questions, concerns, etc., feel free to message me. I appreciate any feedback you have. And I will catch you guys later.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Catch you all next week.
Good
Peace out.
night.
Alright, you guys, that will be it for us today. Have a good morning, evening, and a night, depending on where you're from, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.